Rich, I got to ask you about Netflix saying they're going to be coming out with 70 new titles this year. How is that even possible?
70, not titles, just movies. If you were to include TV shows, it's hundreds. You're just talking movies. And I think this is really part of the goal for Netflix in 2021 is to establish itself as the world's largest movie studio. And, here's just a few years ago, Netflix wasn't in the movie business other than just distributing other people's older content. Now we're talking about Netflix being literally the biggest studio in terms of production dollars in the entire world. Remarkable.
So how are they doing it? Is it just that they're putting so much more money behind this or funding so many more projects than, even Disney Plus?
I think Disney's starting to get it, right? I think once you get into the streaming business, you start to realize, man, this is a huge opportunity. When you look at the revenues of Netflix, if you think about a subscriber base, already up to 200 million subscribers, charging now in the US $15 a month, but globally call it, $11, $12 a month on a global basis. The scale of what the revenue and profit potential is of a subscription business versus just the traditional movie business where you release a movie, you hope and pray it works, you market it, then it comes out and you hope it gets to DVD and you market it again. That business is so much worse than the subscription business that what you're seeing, Disney just announced last month that they're doubling their content spend for direct to consumer. And I think as part of our top 21 for 21 predictions for 21, we actually think at LightShed that Disney's going to start moving its major films this year, just like HBO did to streaming. We think you're going to see the same thing happen at Disney. So my guess is you're going to see Black Widow go straight to Disney Plus. And so 2021 is really the year in which all of the studios start to realize they need to figure out a new solution. The traditional window, putting it in movie theaters and then home video, that's just not going to work. They need to come up with a new solution, and the streaming solution is actually a much better business at scale than the old windowed release pattern.
And can all of these streaming businesses survive alongside each other? I mean, I know Disney's got WandaVision out. As of today, I believe there's HBO Max. Some folks on my team just started watching the Tiger Woods documentary, Discovery Plus, Paramount Plus. And then at the same time, we've seen consolidation and like a company like Quibi, which to be fair is a different model, couldn't survive.
Well, look, just behind me, you have a show called Lupin, which is a French original that is blowing up on Netflix and is the #3 show on Netflix. It's a French original with French acting, French talent, dubbed into English, and it's become a huge hit in the U.S. in just the past week. The point is, all of this stuff is working. Like, people are watching WandaVision, people are watching Soul on Disney Plus, they're watching Lupin, they're watching Cobra Kai season 3 on Netflix. Everyone sort of gets lost. Everyone hears the word streaming wars and they think each of these companies, Disney's going to kill Netflix and Netflix is going to kill HBO Max. What everyone is missing, Emily, is that it's not a war against each other. It's a war in aggregate against legacy television, against the legacy movie theater industry. There's a change in behavior. Like, name a show that you're excited to watch on linear TV. Like, it doesn't exist. Like, all of the great content is flowing to streaming, yet there are still 78 million homes literally paying $80 to $100 a month for television. That's where it's all coming from. And so, yes, all of these services can scale. Now, some of them are going to be much bigger, like Netflix and Disney Plus and HBO Max, than others. Like, I don't think Discovery Plus ever has ambitions of being Netflix's size and scale. But the reality is, as you take that $80 to $100 a month and you start scaling down so that probably the bundle is just people that love sports, all of that wallet, consumer wallet, gets redeployed to a whole array of these services. And you can pick and choose whichever you want for part of the year or the whole year, whatever you want. It's much, much more consumer friendly than being forced to take everything with a huge bill.
So I got to stop you for a second because you got some big Bachelor and Bachelorette fans on this team, and the new Bachelor just started, which is, of course, a traditional.
Do you have a favorite already? Wait, do you have a favorite already?
Television show, but it is the only one that I can think of.
Yeah. And sure, there's no doubt that there are still some reality TV shows that still work very well. Although if you look at Netflix with some of the reality shows that they've had over the course of the last, 12 months, they've definitely built real buzz in reality in a way that no streaming service ever had before. I mean, not that I'm saying Floor is Lava's great television, but it is remarkable how many people were watching that content.
Okay.
Tiger King. I mean, so, but I think your point is well taken.
Yeah.
There is still reality TV is still working on traditional broadcast TV. It's shrinking, but it's still working. But all of sort of the what I would call dramas and comedies, all of that great content is clearly shifting. And remember, if you love The Bachelor or
All
love The
right.
Bachelorette, you can watch it on Hulu.